Welcome to Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests bring you insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for soul growth. Come journey with us through astrology's energetic cycles and get ready to understand your path in the cosmic roots of the stars.
Hello, and I was going to say Merry Christmas, but maybe it's not that far off, right? It is Easter for those folks that do celebrate because it's the Abrahamic traditions. Muslims don't celebrate Easter. However, they do recognize Abrahamic traditions. And the world is a large place with many groups as we are now decentralizing and interconnecting like a little web. I was going to say a web cage. I don't think a web cage is the right word, but a network of little cells, like a beehive cave, right? Okay, not a cave. Okay. The point is today is March 31st, and this is a wonderful event that we have 4 times a year, and it is called ASTRO JAM. And I'm trying to remember, I don't think we have any music for it. If we do, we are ready for it.
ASTRO JAM is a fun and exciting reenactment where a group of astrologers bring 2 mystery charts to life. Here, planets speak their archetypal consciousness to us, just like they do in our minds and hearts. Playing out the chart's planets like a spontaneous music jam, this is your cast of ASTRO JAM.
Yippee! I have them. Israel Ahosi from England. And he has a diploma in psychology of astrology, and he also is a full-time practitioner and teacher of astrology, tarot, philosophical, esoteric teachings. And he combines traditional, medieval, psychological, and Vedic techniques to provide his guidance for consultations. His website, you can see it here, is sacredplanet.co.uk. Thank you, Israel. You were on the one team that we have. Then we have 2 teams. The next is Justin Crockett Elsie. He's an archetypal astrologer, a teacher, an author. His professional, he combines Western ancient astrology and modern psychological astrology, along with Eastern Vedic astrology. And he specializes in predictive, electional, and karmic astrology. He does astrological research, and he focuses on mystical, occult side of astrology. He's a certified aromatherapist, essential oil specialist, an herbalist, a yoga instructor, and his site is Justin Crockett. Thank you, Justin. We also have, and I hope he's here, Sean Kelly. Is Sean Kelly here? Well, Sean may have had a situation and we miss him. He's always so stellar. But I will give him a little PR. He has Anthology Brands. He's a real marketing specialist with his own huge companies. And he's also an evolutionaryastro.com. We have Marie O'Neill of PadmaLifeCoaching.com. And Marie is a life coach, astrologer, speaker, past life regression facilitator, and astrology conference lecturer. She teaches a class at Kepler College, co-hosts a YouTube program with Kepler College. She's a distinguished Toastmaster. She published a book on the Lotus Open and presents 2 virtual healing retreats every year. So thank you very much. That's PadmaLifeCoaching.com. And we have, I hope, Jennifer Ng. We may have a very small group here. Aha, there you are. Jennifer, hi. Jennifer Ng is JenIngress.com. She practices the Bachi, 4 pillars in classical feng shui of the Yellow Hat sect. And she's an horary forecasting synastry astrologer, consulting astrologer, practices a blend of Western traditional and modern astrology, and lectures, and the co-president of Astrology Toronto, Inc. Thank you, Jen. It's great to have you. We also have Ray Rutter, the publisher and CEO of The Mountain Astrologer, and a second-generation astrologer preferring the title astromancer, a witch holding space for sacred language play. And her website is the mountainastrologer.com and also the neptuneunderground.com. Thank you, Ray. It's great. Well, I think we're on board, except that one team might need, well, it'll be there's Sean. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Last but never least is our great Sean Kelly. And Sean
Hello.
Kelly, yes, hello. Innately understood the archetypes when he first saw their chart back in college, and his anthologybrands.com was really his website. We'll go for consultations, go to evolutionaryastrology.com, astro.com. He's worked with many renowned astrologers: Kelly Fox, Jan Spiller, Henry Seltzler, Michael Luton, Rick Levine, and Jeff Jower of tarot.com, which he drove their business. And we are so glad to have him. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Okay. We have two teams. And thank you, Nathan, for that great background. We'll get this together. I think it can stop. All right. Today, what we've decided is that we have a clue. This is for also our audience. Today is March 31st, Spring ASTRO JAM. It's discovering the planet's archetypal wisdom. We have 2 mystery charts and 2 teams. The mystery charts are unknown. However, each team will get a clue. The other team provided this clue and chart. But nobody knows if it's a person, thing, place, or event. However, it is focused on the theme, and the theme is the Abrahamic traditions, or perhaps Easter, in some wide, grand scheme of things. So the astrologers, they improvise, they interact with the planets, they talk, because this is how they might speak in our brains. Even if it's a thing, they're still having a dialogue, is energy. And we've decided on another facet. When the team that created this mystery chart thinks that somebody on the other team has it spot on, they're going to make an exclamation. Now, we haven't decided, so we're going to do whatever fits their fancy. It could be Rika, or it could be clap, or it could be a snap. It could be a bell. Could be, yep, something. But it'll be a little bit like birds chattering. But you know what? That's also how it happens in our brain. And sometimes, and maybe somebody won't think about that, and it'll only be one person that thinks it's right on. Who knows? There's no right or wrong, because that's the mishmash of the brains and the energy and the constant evolution, creation, and destruction that Kali and so many other mythological greats of our lineage tell us about. So here again, we have, for those people that go online, a little information about each of our wonderful people and a little bit about Talk Cosmos. So you will see a few different items. For many of you, you know these, and it's not that complicated. They're all they've been around for a long time. Vesta, she's a goddess of the hearth, sacred fire. And then we have Hygeia, another asteroid goddess of good health. Then we have 2 that may not be so common. And unfortunately, I am so sorry to tell you that I tried, but the chart was old enough. That's a clue, another clue. I couldn't get these 2 on it. But I'm telling you about it anyway, because I told you might know it in your own charts. One is Pholus, a centaur. They're both centaurs. Pholus is the one that stored the wine for Chiron when he threw the party for Hercules. And if you don't know about that, that ruined poor old Hercules because Chiron, Hercules had arrows and hit Chiron and he was wounded. But it is through exchanging our wound from our personal to the collective that we find healing. It's very center to this eclipse coming up in a week. Charlico is his Chiron's wife. Now, it was explained to me by a wonderful guest on Kaleidoscope Visions that she is the healer that holds and is the midwife that holds the healing within, whereas Chiron has the herbs and all the medicine without. Together they make a great team. And she has rings around her asteroid. I'm just amazed. She's a shape shifter. So that holds space within us. So learn and look at your charts. The first team is going to be the guys, as it turns out, and then the gals and guys, as you see this. And so that is Israel Ahosi of England, Sacred Planets, Justin Crockett-Elsie of Port Angeles, Washington, JustinCrockettElsie.com, and Sean Kelly of Mount Shasta, California. That's evolutionaryastro.com and anthologybrands.com. Okay, the clue, a cross in the sky. Now, you're going to get two charts. The first chart, same chart, but this one has all these aspects, and the next one won't. And this is for people. First of all, again, it's too old to put the centaurs and Hygeia. But we have an out-of-bound planet, and that's Moon and Mars. So here we go. Doing, 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 ring. Somebody begin.
Yeah, I'm curious why it's too old to put an asteroid in, but I'll just let that go.
I tried a million times. Look down here. See, it says it. I tried.
Okay.
They just don't do it. I'm sorry. We could have done. Yeah. Oh, but hey, I know we're taking time. I think I put down what? No, I couldn't put them down. Rats.
Neptune and Cancer. Okay.
But yeah, we do have Pallas, Athena. We have Ceres. I put Ceres in. So, yeah, and I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. Where's Chariclo at?
Well, I don't know. See, I don't have it because it's such an old chart. That's where I think from now on we'll have more guidelines. Yeah, we'll be.
That's all right. Yeah, for
But
sure.
Or else I'll go to astro.com, come to think of it, and just hand stick them in there because they would have it regardless. And I did this because of consensus. But living in London.
I mean, Pluto's in Sag here. So, I mean, the last time Pluto was in Sag was like, in the 2000s up until 2008. So and Neptune was not in Cancer; they're nowhere near it. So
right.
We're at least talking about 250 years, if not more ago.
Let's talk ancient. I'll give you a clue. Let's talk ancient. One time we talked about. Yeah, it's old, baby. It's old. So
it's old. Even older than that. Maybe in the 500s. I don't know.
I am the moon in Cancer, and I just am prescient. I see and know and feel consciousness 100%. I instinctive because I can sense it. I feel it. I know what's happening.
I am Jupiter with a Ceres trine almost perfected. Wow, I am the big nurturer of security and comfort and self-care. I have I know how to both coddle with that Cancer moon in the second house as well, but also to to be that mature energy of nurturing. Sometimes I have to put boundaries down.
I'm Mars in Gemini, and I love to talk and to reach out and to connect with others. And that is actually, since I'm on the North Node, that is my goal. And I could also be an unusual talker since I'm also close to the planet Uranus in Gemini.
I am Venus in Pisces, and my job is to express world beauty and unconditional love. And since of that I am conjunct the midheaven, I will express this universal love and universal beauty through which I do through my career, through my public persona, public image. And I'm in the 9th house, so I also have a philosophical and spiritual divine presence about me.
I am Pluto conjunct the South Node. I am here to transform what was into a whole new way of being. It's all about this huge perception. It is on a universal level. I kind of want to guess the chart, but I'm gonna.
Wait. You could at any time. We could talk.
Can I jump on Sean's Pluto there a little bit here? So I'm also with Pluto on the South Node. I can be a risk taker here, and I need my sense of freedom. And there's a change. I'm here to change people's perspectives about religion and philosophy and belief systems.
Eureka! Yeah, you guys got to go.
Okay. I'm going to be Saturn. Saturn in Virgo. I am the planet of structure, responsibility, and tradition. And the fact that I am also conjunct the IC, which represents one's roots, which represents family, the background. I am the foundation which the chart rests upon. There is something hugely traditional about what I represent in this chart. I bring a strong sense of tradition, which is something that's there within the past, something inherited and connected to the backbone and the family of this chart.
I want to tag on that with Israel there on that Saturn there, because that is definitely about speaking words that sacrifice to create. So I'm teaching and learning sacrifice to create something new.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo! I like that. Who did that? That was great.
We got a cowbell. We need more cowbell.
Yeah. Oh, right. We didn't get Nathan to. Do you want to guess it?
Who
was going to guess it? Oh, what happened? Oh, we lost.
We lost Justin.
Oh, we lost Justin. I think maybe.
There's Justin.
He's coming back. Somebody's coming back. Here he is. We got you.
So
we got you.
Did anybody do Neptune yet?
No,
no one's done Neptune.
No,
please.
No.
Can I say something about Neptune? So I'm Neptune in the first house here, and I'm in Cancer. So I connect emotionally with the collective, and the concept of institution and family, or being a part of the family of the collective, is very important here.
Okay. And I would like to say something quick about Mercury. I am Mercury in Aquarius. So I speak for the collective. I there is something perhaps somewhat unconventional about me. I think outside of the box, but there is something progressive about my way of thinking and communicating. I am in the ninth house, so I also have a philosophical, religious connotation to me. I spread the word of philosophy in some way. And I'm also trying Uranus, who is somewhat co-ruler of Aquarius as well. So he allows me to be somewhat genius and work with humanitarian focuses and being able to progress humanity forward in my speaking and translating the information that I bring.
Do you want to?
Before you guess it, I want to say one thing about Saturn. Saturn and Virgo. I'm Saturn and Virgo, and because I'm retrograding, I'm very contemplative. I'm very intelligent and nerdy, and I'm very contemplative personality. I like to know all the facts.
Yeah. And also, one more thing, that I am the sun in Pisces, and very watery may I be. I'm very fluid. I expand like the oceans. I am very compassionate. I am very sensitive. I am very empathetic. And because I am conjunct the midheaven, which is the highest point, I am easily seen, and my job is to shine in some way and spread that empathetic consciousness, compassion to the world.
Amen. Yeah, with that sun, create to sacrifice and sacrifice to create. And it's very public. Of course, Venus trying the ascendant. It's over love. Yeah.
And this person or this event, they also have Pallas and Capricorn. So there's this architect aspect of the personality, or likes to organize and really sees patterns in structure. So it's almost the archetype of a designer or architect of something, but also managing and organization and structure here.
Well, I'm going to add the fact that Saturn squares those nodes, but more than that, the South Node is conjunct. I'm Pluto, and Pluto wants to totally transform everything from the past of all my philosophies, everything else, with what I partner with, and it's really a new belief system every moment. I'm always taking new structure, and I'm going to do the hard work for it too. Try to find it. Yeah. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Do you want to guess or?
I think Sean knows.
I've been chomping at the bit. It's Grand Mutable Cross. Hey, I got one of those too. Constantine.
Oh wow!
Wow. Whoa.
Constantine. Okay.
Yeah. 27. Now I'm so sorry. That's another thing. It's not AA at all. Rodden. And for those people in the rest of the world, because it could have been 272 or it could have been to 285. And I looked at those charts, and but this was in several places, and it is now in Serbia. Yugoslavia is where he was born. So this is when this wasn't when he became I'll tell you more. Okay, so he was the first Roman emperor for Christianity. Okay. He it was a battle. It was the Battle of the Milvian Bridge that he everything that he saw this thing in the sky and pledged everything to the Christian God. But what it said was there's ambiguity, and it says, in this sign conquer. So, but then later on, it also said that perhaps he saw a vision of Apollo, because he was very forgiving with the pagan people at that time. But he also stopped 300 years of persecutions of the Christians, although it's sad to say that many years after his death, the persecution of pagans started up. But with that said, he had the good and the bad. I mean, he did different things. That he did what he did. He changed the world. He opened up Christianity for I think it's on the next slide, right? Yeah, the emergence of the Roman Empire as a Christian state. And with all that said, but so he did a few things, like a prisoner was no longer to be kept in total darkness. Oh, how horrible. But he also forced the sons to do their father's profession. So if you were a military person, you became another military person. And he taxed people very hardly. And some people would sell their daughters into prostitution.
Oh.
You know, I mean, there's this whole spectrum of things. And if a person, and so it started up certain laws that had been before. Hammurabi had started laws way back. But when you have a large group of people, for control, of course, and women had troubles too. Rapists were burned. But if the woman was caught, she was away from her home, so it had to be, you know, not good problems. I mean, her problems.
Woo.
So what I've done here, and we don't have much time, but I was curious, little Gemini going at the wee hours of the morning. And so I put the Milvian bridge up with this solar eclipse happening. And it's really interesting because I don't know. Okay. Both Neptunes are exactly being conjunct one of the nodes. Here you have the transiting with that north node, and something about the one back then being released with our south node. Then you have both Plutos are in Aquarius. Both moons are conjunct the north node. Here you have the natal one within 3 degrees. But here you have a new moon, and it's also within 4 degrees of the north node. And you also have Mars and Saturn. Now, they're in different signs, but they're echoing. And interestingly, here, right now, they're a degree apart with this eclipse coming up, which is going to be a lot of deep, hard work that we're all doing. But back then, Mars was applying because Mars is quicker. So Mars was applying. Meanwhile, we have coming up also a conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus, which is happening relatively soon in the next month. And there you have Jupiter, who goes a lot faster, applying again. So I'm not sure what to make of this, but it's rather interesting that you guys chose this chart, and it is back east, not east, it's back in the old world.
Can I point out something I found interesting as you're reading his biography of what he did, was the thing where he had the fathers or the sons do the fathers' professions, and that to me really speaks to the Saturn, because Saturn abstractly represents father, and it's in Virgo retrograding. So there was a wound, and that's that. Also, a little bit of the military statistician, because Napoleon also has some really strong Virgo aspects in the chart. But it's interesting because Saturn represents father, and then it's retrograding, how he brought in that connection there with the fathers and the sons.
Oh yeah. You know, I think that Pallas, we were talking about the strategy, Justin, and I can see Pallas leaning on the traditions of things to create strategy.
Yeah.
That would fall right in line with that. Sons doing their father's work.
Yeah.
Especially Capricorn is father again, at least archetypally, right?
Yeah.
I disagree, but yeah.
What?
I said I disagree. I find Saturn to be incredibly feminine. It represents both parents. It's parents.
Wow. Well. To say both of you are somewhat correct, because traditionally, in the daytime chart, Saturn represented the father. In a nighttime chart, Saturn represented the mother. So,
and I'm a nighttime chart.
There you go. Wow.
So yeah, both of you are onto something.
And it is in Virgo, ruled by wonderful this and that.
Well, and I love when you guys brought that
Gemini
up.
Gemini isn't male or female.
Well, the forward thinking, Mercury in Aquarius as the ruler of that Saturn, and how in a lot of ways, like to us, it's now traditional. However, bringing Christianity to the forefront the way he did was very revolutionizing at the time. It was very, new world. So,
it was, and he did unify like a family. That part about the Cancerian energies there. Everybody came together. He wanted
well, and I know they talk about his mother played a really big role in his conversion to Christianity.
I also think it's really interesting with Christianity being monotheist, and so we have Jupiter in Leo, and then the sun is the MC is approaching the sun, and so we're getting that focus of just like one ruler or one god with Christianity as opposed to paganism.
Yeah, very true. Well, thank you, everybody. We're a bit past our break, but we'll come back.
You guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across in the skies. Gee. Okay, we'll be back. Astro Jam. While we take a break from this week's edition of Talk Cosmos, let's take a look at this cycle's archetype. We're currently in the period of Aries. By leaving a cycle based upon completion, the energy of Aries sparks initiation, creating action to separate into a new cycle of life. It's a fire sign, which means it will involve great emotion. And because separation may create resistance, it also takes great courage to break away to new ways of becoming.
This is Martha Norwalk. Every Sunday morning, beginning at 9 a.m., thanks in part to newprosupplements.com, we cover the world of animals. This week, April 7th, it's Shelter Rescue Sanctuary and anything that helps our Animal Friends Sunday. We'll check in with our regulars, Meow Cat Rescue, Help Animals India, and Animals24-7.org. Plus, we'll hear from the Ananda Institute of Living Yoga and about all the great events coming up there this month. Hope you can join us. Martha Norwalk's Animal World, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on Alternative Talk, AM 1150.
Talk Cosmos brings insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for the soul growth with hour-long programs every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific on KKNW. Talk Cosmos weekly programs are also available to watch live on the Talk Cosmos YouTube channel and Facebook page. While you're there, make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons so you get the full Talk Cosmos experience. Or if you'd rather listen to the show archives with audio only, the entire podcast collection since 2018 is available on most podcast carriers. And to find out about upcoming programs, sign up for the newsletter at talkcosmos.com. So grab your coffee, tea, or kombucha and enjoy the show.
Talk radio that will get you thinking. Alternative Talk 1150.
Hello, here we are. And we are going to begin with the next phase. If somebody, all of our 6 astrologers, including myself, that's 7, we all do consultations. You can all find us in many facets there. I happen to be doing an extra talk with Liz Mouchette on her YouTube. I know Justin is also. But if anybody else has a class or something in particular that they want to talk about, because we want to get to the next channel, tell us right now. Does anybody, Sean or Israel, Marie, Ray?
Well, I have a class coming up with Kepler College, Fundamentals of Life Coaching Skills for Astrologers, beginning on May 11th. You can find information through the Kepler College store for that class. It's where I teach astrologers how to add life coaching to their skill set. And also my next virtual healing retreat is coming up on June 18th and 19th, harmonizing with the cosmos. That's it.
Thank you. And Jen, do you have something?
Thanks, Marie. I'll be doing a 2-day workshop with the Scottish Astrological Association the weekend of Saturday, April the 20th and Sunday, April the 21st. And I'm continuing to teach Chinese astrology classes for anybody who's interested.
And if Ray or Justin, if you have, whether it's astrology or not, it's great to share. I know you have
latest issue is out. One of the articles in there is on Eris and the astrology of belonging. And I think it's an important topic right now for all of us. So check it out if you haven't already. And thank you to each and every one of you for being in community here.
Yes, indeed. And I will say that with Justin, I don't know what's going forward, but just a week ago, all of us here were involved with Astrology Day with East West Books. I helped organize it also with Justin and Denny Luna. And I think that's also for sale still. I'm not sure. But it was a wonderful event. And so if you're interested in getting an idea of 2-hour show of what we were talking about for the season, look at eastwestseattle.org. Justin, do you have anything else that?
No, not at all. Let's get to the next chart.
Oh yes, indeed. I know. I'm with you.
Hey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe Israel has something going on.
Well, there's always something going on with me. I'm teaching again, whether it be beginners, intermediate, and advanced astrology. So people can sign up at any time. There's weekly classes every week with questions and answers. There's also recordings available for anybody who signs up, and all the information is there on my website, either at www.sacredplanets.com or www.sacredplanets.co.uk. Either one, the details are on there. So
beautiful. All right. This second panel team will be the ladies. We're going to mix it up next time. I'm just going to pull them out of a bag, and that'll be how it is. It's Ray Rutter of Nevada City, mountainastrology.com, and the Neptune Underground.com. Jennifer Ng of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and that's jeningress.com, and Marie O'Neill of Santa Rosa of California, of PadmaLifeCoaching.com, and her book, And the Lotus Open. So the clue is in common with heaven on earth, broom, bar, and lab chemicals.
Oh my goodness. You guys.
Out of bounds, we have Mercury, and for the public, communication. Ceres, nurturing versus grief, who happens to be 4 degrees Capricorn, conjunct, you're getting more clues here, conjunct Jupiter. And Hygeia of health, I had to add her, ladies. I know you don't, but she is 10 degrees Cancer, exact on the ASC. So there you go. You've got Ceres. Okay, so here is your slide. Ding dong, ding, ding, ding dong.
Well, just off the bat, this has to be at least 87 years ago.
I'd say I'm the sun in Sagittarius and I have to philosophize. That's all there is to it. Every day, I think, is it belief systems? What's going on here?
I'm Saturn in Pisces, opposite Neptune in Virgo. And I want to bend what it means to take care of things, what it means to maintain. And I want to have my elders and my authority not just tell me what to do, but walk the talk and show me in their actions.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I am Pluto in Cancer, and I will do whatever it takes to protect, whether it's protect my family, whether it's protect my friends, whether it's to protect my country. I identify with that role, and I will hurt you if you.
I am Mercury out of bounds in Capricorn conjunct Jupiter. So I have some really powerful communication skills that can influence a lot of people. It's right on my descendant.
I am South Node in Gemini. I am speaking through my wounding, and it's a wounding of what I've actually said, how I've perceived things, how I talk. And it's a deep wound that basically based on how I am communicating to others.
I'm Mars in Libra, square Pluto. I express my energy and sometimes what we might call masculinity in a different way, in a way that sometimes can come off as soft. But as I approach Pluto, I am asking you to bend your definitions. I am asking you to question what strength means. And what does it mean to allow vulnerability into that definition?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am Venus. I am Venus conjunct Moon, disposited by Saturn in mutual reception with Jupiter in Capricorn. So there's a theme. I really need. There's a strong theme about my belief systems. And teaching, or there's something big and expansion, because I'm Sun in Sagittarius with the North Node, so I really feel pulled to expand or explore or teach in a big way.
I am Saturn in Pisces in the 8th house. And my foundation is in water. It's actually etheric. It's actually otherworldly. It's not concrete. This can, of course, cause me angst and issues because my Saturn is connected to my wounding too, because of it being square the nodes. And I know that I must work on my structure, my foundation, I must mature in my belief system and how I think about my masculinity and about my otherworldliness and about the divine. I must mature in that area, and I have strong beliefs there.
I am Uranus in Taurus, almost applying conjunct to the MC partile, almost partile. Well, 5 degrees away from the MC, and there's I'm electric. I'm unusual in how the world sees me, with my moon and Venus in Aquarius. So there's something revolutionary or unique about how I stamp on the world.
Yep.
Okay, I'm that Cancer ascendant, ruled by the moon in Aquarius in the 7th house. I'm seeking a sense of home. I'm seeking a sense of sanctuary. And yet where I will find that will be in weird others and unusual communities that I create around me.
Yep.
Well, my core is Scorpio, period. I am deep. I have that Scorpio on the IC. And so this is where I come from. I like to dig deep with anything that I am working on. My home, I want to know truth. I want to know the ultimate truth. And the truth is always deeper. We never actually get there, but I will keep digging. And I am very psychological too, extremely.
I am Neptune in Virgo opposed Saturn, and I want to add more to that voice, that I'm about structure because of my Jupiter, Mercury, and Saturn, but I'm not so much about materials because I'm Neptune in the 2nd in Virgo opposed Saturn and Pisces in the 8th.
I am Saturn, the same, but I am always looking at what to release with the wounds of the world, because my structure is greater and larger than anything I can ever imagine.
And my Chiron in South Node, I want to add that my wounds are related to the collective unconscious in past life. Maybe I'm familiar with pain or wounds that have to do with solitude or that aren't seen.
And that Mercury out of balance in Capricorn on the descendant. Not only can my thoughts break barriers, but I'm also prone to projection. And I'm here to let me wear your stories for you.
Okay, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
You can.
Is this Mother Teresa?
Now we're revealing the chart. Ding dong, ding dong.
Good guess there, Marie.
Oh.
Pope Francis.
We actually did Pope Francis back in January of 2022.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But okay.
It was a
it was wild.
Mario Virgo.
Very good guess, though.
Well, and interesting that both charts had mutable crosses.
Yeah, and a strong Saturn, a strong Pisces Virgo dynamic.
Yeah.
Right? You know, but this gentleman was a bouncer at one point, like a bouncer at a bar.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. And a chemist almost.
And he used a broom. He swept.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a janitor.
Oh,
and he was
I've totally forgotten our clue.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. I was like, what kind of riddle is that clue? I don't know.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
I was struggling. I thought, oh my God. And I don't want to tell you it's a person. So it was sort of like,
Well, like this cooks his own meals. Like there is this very like I will practice what I preach. I like the
But he came from a very unusual place within the Catholic community too. He was a Jesuit priest and the first non-European pope since the year 7041 AD.
Wow,
Over
740.
1,000
Wow, that's
years.
crazy.
That
That's
is
right.
really something.
Wow.
And great humility. You know, when various ones of you talked about that, he was like, and he wants to build, he's the one that wants to bridge the world for everybody. So I also was curious of this, and you can look at it more. I had to see his chart with that battle of Milvivian, because we didn't do that battle, right? We did Constantine for his Spurs, but this is the beginning of Christianity. And they actually have a date. They don't have a time. It was October 28th, they think, in 312. Well, if you look at it, the only thing is, and perhaps you can tell me, but look at that. Jupiter is smack on.
Yeah.
Within 10 minutes. And then, of course, Uranus is smack on the North Node. I mean, sorry for us people. I mean, for people that can't hear me, it's Jupiter is 3 degrees Capricorn, and Uranus is 24 degrees Sagittarius with the North Node.
Right.
So it's natal and transit.
Woo. It's almost as though he was there at that battle and came back to deal with.
You wonder.
I really respect and admire this Pope. However, there was something recent this month or past month about surrogacy. And I was a little, I guess, disappointed in he spoke out against surrogacy. And I thought that was, I guess everybody has a limit, but he seemed so progressive.
Well, look at, I got to jump. Yes. We'll keep that in the hat. Mars is square Mars exactly within, could be exact. I mean, look at that. Cancer.
Well, I find it interesting you're talking about surrogacy, and then he's got Hygeia and Cancer on the ascendant.
Traditional.
Fertility, the mother, and family.
You know, he is going into a Saturn return. He's got that Mars Saturn conjunction on the eclipse.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get back to a chart where you could see something better. I apologize.
Yeah. It's interesting. When the chart first came up and I saw Pluto in Cancer, I immediately thought that's the World War II generation. That older but then I wasn't sure, how old these charts can go back, because they're not always in our century or millennium.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Hygeia is on his ascendant, and this is an AA Rodden. I mean, as Justin had pointed out, and it says in Wikipedia too, that he actually had chart birth certificate in hand. So that's an important factor. And look at these out of bound planets.
Well, and interesting too, I have no idea what his line of thought is on surrogacy, but with the, moon in Aquarius conjunct that Venus, and especially as we move into like Pluto in Aquarius and a lot of AI and these external wombs, like maybe it's this idea of wanting to not go into that, what he considers alien space.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I remember it was first in vitro fertilization, and there's always that conservative argument about what's natural and not. And then at some point, there was like the first 25-year-old who was conceived through in vitro fertilization, and that's pretty much now nobody questions it. And so it's just the new pushing the boundaries of, we can grow artificial organs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We can print them too.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that, that opposition that he has with Saturn and Neptune, that's pretty severe.
And square
Neptune.
the South Node with
Yeah.
Chiron.
Right.
And it seems to me he is really, and that Saturn might be protecting the 8th house from some kind of sensuality, and he stays up in the sky with his
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
I was going to
Maybe
say
he has a
one
higher
thing.
level of Neptune.
I was
Can't
going
be
to say
easy.
one thing too. He has issues walking, and he's got Sag in the 6th house.
Ah.
His
And
hip.
he had a disease,
Oh,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
lung thing.
When we were
The-
looking at that chart, I did wonder with all the 6th house stuff if there was any health
He
dynamic.
did, yeah.
as being, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
he
like
went
that's-
to Canada to help the indigenous people there that would be in a wheelchair. And I think that was because he was injured at one time. I wasn't sure.
Oh.
So, yeah, maybe that's a Shaggy Dog story. Thank you, everybody. Israel, Ray, Justin, Marie, Jen, Sean, Astro Jam, come back again. We are so glad to have you. And
Thank
that
you
is
for
it.
joining an insightful
fun.
conversation on Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests awaken consciousness by connecting soul growth patterns with astrology's energetic cycles. Be sure to tune in next Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, to continue your journey through the roots of the cosmic pathway.